Dear friends, hello everybody. We are here in Paris and I do thank my good friend, Mr. Kerry, for being here. Shajan, thank you for being in Paris and being so committed, and we are here with some of your colleagues in Paris, but I know that it's very early for some of you and very late for some others, so we can say it's a commitment, body and soul, that you demonstrate. So I would like to take this opportunity to welcome the new members, and you will introduce them right after, who have chosen to join this coalition. And I would also like to thank the founding Sovereign Wealth Funds for the impetus they've given to this coalition and the ability to federate actors with sometimes very different stakes and challenges. I'm happy to be able to honor our annual meeting, especially with COP26, just a few weeks away. And I hope that we will keep this deadline in mind throughout our discussion today, because as you know, the climate emergency is not getting any better, and our fellow citizens expect private and public institutions to take quick, concrete, and massive action. I don't want to revert on what we decided in France and Europe to green our economy. Obviously, the recovery package at the European level, the French recovery plan for a year now, that includes 30 billion euro dedicated to the ecological transition, and on top of that, a lot of tax cuts and measures specially dedicated to this transition as well. But we want to follow up this effort, and we will prepare France 2030 and Europe 2030 by additional measures in terms of innovation, research, and technology in order to have a more robust, inclusive, and sustainable growth. And for me, this decade, we know all of us are totally aware of that, will be about the ecological and digital transition, but I think now it's how to accelerate and cooperate. This club decided in 2018 a common framework. In 2020, we enlarged with new members. So now this meeting in preparation and in the run-up to COP26 is very important. And we need you to set an example and ensure that the private sector's engagement gives a boost to government's negotiations. And I would be interested in understanding how you envisage your respective transitions and that of the companies in your portfolio. First, from climate disclosure, because thanks to TCFD, which we've endorsed as a G7 and which will gradually become mandatory, to the establishment of CO2 emission targets and credible pathways to deliver in the short and medium term concrete results. I think now the critical point is how to make the private regulation probably more in line with what we are delivering with on the government side to get carbon neutrality in 2050, or even to have a better target, but how to make it more and more constraining by market players. And second, how to work, I would say, from climate to climate and biodiversity. Because now we realized how important the preservation and restoration of biodiversity is to fighting climate change, and how we have synergies between these two agendas. And I think this is, we have this work on as well the TNFD work, which is largely mirroring TCFD, but I think now we have to try to see, and I'm very much interested in having your feedback, but how to have more convergences between these two agendas. Thank you again for being here, and I look forward to hearing you about your progress in 2021 and your plans for the future, and how precisely to deliver in that direction.